Have you ever thought about maximizing your gains by doing really little? So today we are talking about it. How do you repurpose what you already have and turn it into a shiny new object or a shiny new app for the sake of this project? My name is Carla Fernandez. I am a UX UI and digital product designer, and I help you build products using no-code tools. Today we are going to talk about 100 Animals. This is a project I built long time ago, about 2 years, and it was built in 6 languages already. With a lot of other interesting users coming to the app and downloading it, what I thought it would be always be adding new languages. This was not always a good idea. For example, I saw a lot of people in China downloading the English version, but then I did the Chinese one, which crickets. Yes, you guessed it right. So right now I'm about to add a new language that is French. It's something that I enjoy and probably most of the world do too, but it's not there yet. So it is simply using what I already have, adding a new language and putting it to the App Store and Google Play Store. And I want you to see how I do that and to you to think about what you do in your projects, that it's possible today to repurpose what was done before or to create something new out of the things that you have. Let's check my Figma file. This is the Figma file today for the 100 animals, and each of the languages have its own name, so it's translated. And it's a very simple app. It is for kids that are very young and they are still playing with these animals. Like you have these books that you go to the library and you go around with it with the kids and they just look at it and smile and have fun. What not turn that experience into something more meaningful? So in this app, the kid actually gets to learn how to read and how to write it, because then you are seeing both of this. The kid also gets to hear it, so it is a way for the child to learn how to pronounce and to see a real image of the object. So here we have an icon that is also something that helps with cognitivity. So you are learning how to interpret an icon or a simplified version of something real and the real image. So when it touches in this button, this is the real image. I can show you how it works on the side right now. Okay, so here you can see all the 6 languages I have done this app, and one version that's called Lite. This Lite version just limits the number of animals, so it just have 10, and it's a bit simpler. You just touch the 100 animals, so you see the brand coming up. There is this very cute animation for the loading. Then you have the animal itself. In the first one is an alpaca, and when I touch the sound,
alpaca,
it gives you a sound. And then when you click on the image, you see the real image of the alpaca, and you can keep going. So it is a very simplified version of what it would be like a flashcard app, really for kids, for you to go with them. And each of the versions work the same way. The only difference is the language. So here is in Portuguese. You see the same structure, the same design, the same items. So alpaca is the same name, but then you have formiga and antelope and tattoo. So I think you get the idea here. And in the 100 animals, the Lite version, I have all the languages here, and I would also add a new flag for the 7th language, that it will be French. And then when you click on it, you see those animals and see them, the 10 only. So you have even some little ad there to try to upsell the app and that's simple as it, and then it comes back to the first animal. So it is limited to those 10, just for you to try it out and see if you have fun with your kid, and afterwards do the purchase. I actually sell it as a bundle and separate versions too in the App Store and GooglePlay, and you can see here in this bundle I am selling 6 for $6.99, and if you would buy them each by each, it would be almost $18. So it is a very good deal. And now you'll be able to have a 70 language that will be French. So for our database, I have already here a word French and sound French that are the only things that I have to add to the database to make this real. And it's like how it's written and the sound. If I click here, listen to it already. And in Bravo Studio, we have 2 ways to do that. And one way would be just to simply duplicate the app. And I would say that's the simplest way. And the other one would be to redo the file and import it again and bind it again. It is very similar process. I would do just the duplicate today because I think that's a very cool feature when you have a lot of things binded. When I'm talking about binding, I am talking about the functionality of you adding these items from the database directly and not just have the static version from Figma. So I duplicate this version, and what it you do, it you also create a Figma file that's a copy of my file. So we will then iterate that to the French version and change the things we need. So if I click here now, you see there is a Figma item here, an icon, and so here is the app is still in English, and we come here on the side and say that we want to replace the Figma file. So I am going to my app here, 100 animals. I will duplicate this file too. And it is exactly the same. It is really just a copy. And I will get this share button here and I will copy it. Copy the link. So I'm coming here, clicking in replacing file, and then replace it. So now this is my new file. If I change here things, I will be changing there. So the first thing I will change is the name. So in French, this is sans animaux. Excuse my French, if necessary. So I will save, and I will already load it here. And this is one thing that you see, that when I click here, you get the right file, but it's still the name is not really loading in the right name. So I do believe this is a bug, but I will try a different thing. So I will, instead of replace it with the same file, but now with the file just renamed. Let's see. No, it's still the same. So this is the disadvantage of using the copy right now, because you are having this copy name, which I don't think you can easily rename, which is sad, because it's, for me, it's annoying. If I see something written wrong and so on, it's really annoying. So I will do it the normal way, and you decide if you want or not. Since this project is very simple, it should not be a huge problem. So I have here 100 animal, and I will just copy the same link. And now instead of copying, I will just send it to Bravo using the normal link. And right now you see that the project has the right name, but both of them you'll be doing the same thing. So maybe in the future this one also changes the the name. Let's see. Okay, to start, I want a different icon. You have seen here that we have 6 icons, and I have decided already that it will be this cock that is very used animal there, very famous. So I just use the same size as the other because I like to keep it consistent, and then I will be centralizing, deleting this one, and also changing the color. Great, so I have the icon already, and when I update here on Bravo, you see that the new icon is coming. The other thing I need is, right now I did skip the intro, so here I was adding this for you to buy the other app, so I actually remove since this is new, and I just allow you to show this intro. I can always update this later too. Right now, the other thing we need is to change the name here, so I will just do that. Then we have the brand with the right name. Here it is the same, and I also like to make this the first element the right saying. So I do believe it's Sean, but just to be sure, I am going to get the dog here. Yes. And then we have the French version. Done. That's it. So now I just reload it again, and I will bind it to the right data. So the only data I need to bind here are the words. So this is a slider. I will actually bind this one with the so there are a lot of items here, but this is the right one, live 100 animals. I have been doing some tests, and the word list is the one we want, or actually not, I think it's 100 animals, yes. So this is the animals list, and I will check on the database. So we have here animals. Let's see. Yes, there are just 25, so it's not. So it's 100, animal 100. Let's see if that view is there. It's not. So we have the Lite list and the words list. Let's check words list. It's not there, so I will actually go to the request and check it out. So it is getting the words and view all. So in all here we have the 100 animals. It's great. So this is, I need a better naming for it. Just need to improve a lot of little things that once you finish the project get undone, and I'm doing some automations, but this is the right view. So we have the 100 animals here. We need this slide to be repeated 100 times, and then this is being loaded with the records. Now we need to bind this with the image. We need to bind this with the word, but the word we want to use here is the French, so it is not here yet. So I am going actually to the request, and I will hit send, and I will select both of the languages for French. So I want the sound, is this one, and I want the word in French, so is this one. And you can see here there is an S that will be for Romansh. It will be for the next language. So now I will rename those variables here because, as I said, I like to keep things a little bit more organized. So sound, and then this will be word FR. So great, we have both of them. And when I come back now in the word, I can just search for FR, and then I have the word. And when I click pause, it is fine, but when I click play, actually what I want to play is the sound in FR. And if we now, let's do play in Bravo Vision now. If I go to Bravo Vision, I would see 100 animal there. It's here. And what we expect to see is, yes, the onboarding, then the French word, and the French saying.
Alpaga.
Yes, so we need to find also the pop-up, and in the pop-up we are getting here a container, and this will be the detail. We have the words list and words detail, and in the word detail we have, instead of detail, instead of the image, we are actually putting the photo, and we have a button that you close, and we have the credits too, which I think is very important. All these images were taken from Unsplash, and they are free and they are amazing, so I'm really happy that I could use them. So right now, if we go to the other words, you already can see the right image and also the right animal. And just like this, we have a new app. So the only thing I need now is to create a new bundle for iOS and Android with these names and send to the app stores. I hope this was very helpful to you, and that you can also imagine other projects that you can do several versions and aggregate value to your users. Keep looking for more, and we see each other next week. See you!